Hello, everybody, and welcome to what show is this again? Theory of Anything podcast.
I almost forgot what it was.
It's been so long, I've forgotten.
You couldn't remember the name.
Yes.
Who we are.
Yes, we're back for season 2. No. We're back after all this time. I think all of our lives have settled a little bit from last time we've recorded. And we're kind of back behind the microphone.
I've been sat here waiting for 6 months for you guys to come back. Patiently waiting. Yeah. Well, I think we need to explain that. It's probably in a bit more, not a great deal of detail because it's a bit boring for people who aren't us. But we've had quite a few lifestyle changes, haven't we?
Yes.
As in, we've all moved house, not together, but individually.
Yeah, it was quite
busy 6 months.
It's quite funny, really, because we spent there was like a 6-month period in between us starting to try and move houses and stuff like that. But we all ended up moving on the same weekend, didn't we? Well, not weekend.
Virtually, yeah.
A couple of weeks.
Yeah.
Within 2 weeks of each other, and we started nearly a year ago. February it was last year. Starting our house moving process, and we moved basically in the middle of December. And I think Ford was then Devon.
We were 20th.
Yeah, December. We were the 9th. You were the 20th, and Ford.
We've had our house for a while, but we only decided to move in when it was all ready. So
around between Christmas and New Year, wasn't it?
Yeah, at the same time.
But we've been trying all year last year as well. We started at the beginning of the year looking for houses, viewing houses. But it just happened to be moving in practically a few weeks after you did.
That's our excuse, and we're sticking to it.
Yep. Exactly.
Well, and then of course that explains really up to December. But then of course, as many listeners might know, once you move house, sometimes there's technical problems with Wi-Fi's and things like that. So January kind of was messed up because of settling in. We allowed ourselves a little settling in period, didn't we? And here we are in mid-February, and our stats, if anybody was interested, are not healthy. If you looked, 2022 was not a very productive year for our output for this podcast, but never mind.
Well, when you don't produce anything for 7 months, I guess that happens, doesn't it?
Yeah, but previous to that, if anybody does listen back to episode 66, which was our last episode, you'll hear us apologising then for not being on for a long while.
Yeah,
but
little did we know.
We said, I think, at the beginning of that one, we must try harder.
Yeah.
Anyway, we didn't. We tried less hard. Okay.
That's one way to say it.
Yeah.
Okay, well, today we're just going to take it a little bit easy, try and get back into the swing of things, get a bit up to date with each other and where we're all at. So we're going to do a Watchin episode.
Oh, yes, I like Watchins. Yeah.
Which, for those who don't know, we discuss what you are watching.
Yeah. It's very complicated.
On the TV.
That's what it says in the title, yeah.
Yes. It's quite loose format. We kind of just chat about it, see if anyone else has watched it, what their thoughts were, and just go from there.
It's weird, though, because normally we might do this every 2 or 3 or 4 episodes. Or we'd mention something that was quite current at the beginning of an episode. Say, I went to see this. We've had 7 months of no discussion about things like James Bond film came out, Top Gun film came out.
Yeah.
Was a few more recent ones that we will be talking about, but there's been some big titles in the cinema anyway that have just completely passed us by, but maybe they'll come up in future discussions,
Yeah. Does anyone want to kick us off?
Well, Ford made the list that we were staring at in front of us. You shared, so I think you should introduce them, Ford.
Sure, yeah, okay. I've been watching the Frank Herbert's Dune TV show.
That's not on the list.
Oh, no.
You're straying from the script.
straight in there with something that's completely...
Well, I'm out of practice, Yeah. We're new.
Dune TV, I didn't know there was such a thing.
No, did I? It's really old, but it's really good. I think it's the best Dune there is, personally.
Really?
Yeah.
Better than the Dune film?
Oh, yes.
In 21.
Well, this one spans 3 of the books, whereas obviously the Dune that came out recently at the cinema was only half a book, almost.
Yeah.
So it's a bit early to tell on the other one, but I'm really enjoying this the Dune TV show. Yeah.
It's cool. Really?
Yeah.
Where do we find that?
It's not on any of the good ones. It's on a free. No, it's probably you can find it. It's free. No.
Tell me again what I've got to look for. What's it called?
Frank Herbert's Dune.
Okay, type that into a search engine and you'll find
no problem.
a link somewhere. Okay. I might try and check that out.
Okay. Yeah. If you want spoilers for the upcoming Dune 2.
I can't keep up with the Dune, to be honest. I don't think I've seen any of them.
Oh,
I'm out
it's
of
a
the
great
loop.
story. And we love the film. I think it came out mid or late autumn, sometime autumn 21, wasn't it? And I think my brother and I agreed it might have been our favourite film of last year. Or the year before last year. Yeah, I am excited to watch the next one. Yeah.
Ah, good.
But when was your TV series, Dune TV series? When was that produced? No, you don't know, could you?
released.
This is where we edit a break in.
And come on, saying it sounded very knowledgeable.
Oh, 2000s.
Oh, really?
That's right. Sorry, I'll say it again.
So,
2000.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
It's that recent, then, isn't it?
The CG's pretty wonky.
23 years if it was.
I mean, I thought for Dune that was quite recent compared to the book and everything.
The book's in the 60s, so yeah.
Wow.
Can recommend.
That's enough to talk about something that we weren't even going to talk about in the first place. What's next?
I've got a few of those to drop in.
Clarkson's Farm Season 2.
I haven't.
Clarkson's Farm Season 2. That's not on the list. I liked Season 1. I don't think I've seen Season 2.
It's only just been released, actually. This is
it on Amazon?
This is straight off the press. Yeah, it's still on Amazon, even though he had a falling out with them.
He's had a bit of
Another falling out, yeah, of course, as he does.
I will be a bit sad if he doesn't get back on Who Wants to Be a Millionaire, if I'm honest.
Was that through Amazon as well?
Yeah, no, it's ITV.
ITV, yeah.
But anyway, yeah.
No spoilers, but didn't he lose his finger or something?
Did he?
No.
No? Okay, right. I thought I heard that. Fair enough.
Not that I know of.
Have you seen the entire season?
Oh, right. No.
Okay.
I've watched 1.5 episodes so far.
Lost his temper, I think, a few times, but anyway. Yeah. and he nearly lost his job, yeah, but I don't know if he lost his finger.
Well, there you go.
Yeah, I don't know about the guy. Some of the things he says and does is very, very questionable. And some of the things he does, like, he posted some things on Twitter about someone, and it's just straight up nasty. But
I think it was about Meghan Markle, wasn't it?
Yeah.
But we're not going to go down that route.
Clarkson's Farm's pretty good.
Yeah.
Don't like.
Yeah.
He's a douche, but it's funny.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That's his whole shtick into it, I think.
Okay.
Yeah.
A lovable rogue. But some people really hate him.
Oh yeah, definitely. And he is very hateable as well. Yeah. But that's like the only thing I'm watching right now, so there you go.
Okay.
Hang on, that's the only thing you're watching. You
I don't watch things,
now.
Wow. I'm playing Elden Ring, if that helps, but I mean, I don't watch things.
That's fair enough.
We'll talk about that.
How's Elden Ring?
This is what you're watching, not what you're playing. Like, I feel like
it's good enough.
I'm in the wrong segment right now.
You use a TV screen to play a game, don't you?
Elden Ring is one of the best games ever made. Right?
Really?
Oh yeah.
It won a lot of awards.
I think it's got the record of most awards won, and it's
an old game, isn't it?
It came out 1 year ago.
Okay.
You might be thinking of Lord of the Rings. That's a different thing.
There are quite a few rings going around.
Is it available on consoles as well as PC?
Yes, it is widely available, but it's a very difficult game.
Okay.
If you like exploration, then
I love exploring games.
That's why I said it. Then I think you'd like that aspect. But the bosses are very difficult, and you die a lot.
Is that because you're trying to fight everyone with a ring? Is that why?
You wish. Like today, I finally beat the first boss, and I died like 30 times trying to do it. So you just keep going at it and trying to learn the boss's moves and the timings and things like that.
See, I was quite interested by this because of how everyone's saying it's the best, but you're making it sound awful. I hate it.
Yeah, it's not for everyone, but I love that kind of thing.
Is it sword play and magic?
Yes.
Yeah.
So I don't know if you like that kind of aspect of it.
What was that game I was playing a lot of that sword play and magic?
Skyrim.
Yes, and I tried not to play using magic.
But you can't.
No. So with Elden Ring, is it forced upon you as well?
Not so far in my experience. I've just got a sword,
Okay.
basically. I drink potions to get health back, but
Well, that's kind of magic.
I suppose so. But,
Because some of these things you can choose different avenues of gameplay, can't
and
you?
in Elden Ring, you definitely can. It's very customizable, but you'll be limiting yourself quite drastically.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah. Obviously, with Skyrim, you've got to because you're the Dragonborn, you've got to use your thumb, your power of the voice, or whatever, and that's kind of magic into it. So that's part of the main storyline.
No, it's a part of your species. He's part dragon, right? So it's
No. He's
no.
the Dragonborn.
Okay.
Yeah. Right?
So far, we've talked about nothing on our list. So
All right. Okay. So we've got Obi Want on here.
Obi-Wan.
What does Obi Want?
because I was cleaning my keyboard and I realised I was rubbing the letter T and it added a T to the list. Sorry.
Cool. All right.
Anyway.
No, Obi-Wan's a TV show that came out on Disney Plus a little while ago. I think most people enjoyed it. We obviously teased it in our last episode, which is why I'm bringing it up this time.
Oh, right. Okay, gotcha.
Been out a while now then.
It has rather, but it still bears talking about because it's Star Wars. Perhaps, have you seen it?
No, I don't know anything about it.
No.
I didn't even catch up on the season 2 of the previous Star Wars.
Mandalorian.
Yeah, Mandalorian. I loved the first season of that and never did get to see the second season.
Season 2 is a bit meh, to be honest.
Is it?
Yeah.
Wow.
Obi-Wan's where it's at.
Really?
I heard it was the best Star Wars there's been. It's the best
No.
Star Wars. You don't agree?
No. I mean, I love Obi-Wan as much as the next person, probably even more. But
Really?
well, yeah, Obi-Wan's my favourite character. But
Yeah.
the first half of the TV show, it was just very, very slow. It was just the same issue over and over again, which is Obi-Wan's sad now.
Yep.
But the second half actually picked up, and it was actually quite enjoyable. So I did like it on a whole. But yeah, I don't think it's the best Star Wars that's ever been. That's for sure. I think The Mandalorian season 1 was better, and obviously some of the original Star Wars were better as well. The films, anyway.
Did you enjoy the cartoonish villains that sort of bang their heads on trees and can't catch a girl or something like that?
Yeah, that was exactly things like that. Like that's just there's no excuse for that. I mean, it is Disney, so that's their excuse. But they've got so much money that they pile into this stuff that they should be able to get a proper director or a proper a screenwriter, whatever it's called.
The fact that Princess Leia gets captured and then Obi-Wan rescues her, and then she gets captured again in the next couple of episodes, and then he rescues her again.
Yeah. Exactly.
Yeah, it's good show.
But it's enjoyable. No?
Mm-hmm.
So, can you tell me, was this set before Obi-Wan was Alex Guinness?
Yes.
Obviously, because Alex Guinness dies, doesn't he?
Exactly, yeah. So
that's the end of Obi-Wan. So, yeah, how far before?
Yeah. So, what was it? Is it 7? No, it's 10 years after the end of Episode 3, the last prequel film.
It's when Luke and Leia are 10 years oldish, maybe?
Yeah.
Oh, right,
so they basically just got born at the end of Episode 3. So, about 10 years after. Yeah.
Right.
That's what I think. That's what I think I heard.
Did you like the way Obi-Wan pretty much kicked Starvader's butt and then just leaves him there?
No.
Did you like that? Mm-hmm.
No.
It's good stuff.
Oh, yeah.
Who's playing him now then? Ewan McGregor?
Yeah, still Ewan McGregor. Yeah.
Oh, right, okay.
Yeah.
Oh, that might be good to see.
Oh, yeah. And Hayden Christensen plays Darth Vader.
Oh.
He's the guy who played Anakin Skywalker.
Although he's in a Darth
suit.
Vader suit. So.
Well,
But,
if I ever
very
get a
nostalgic.
Disney subscription again, that might be one I'd be looking at enjoying.
Yeah.
But, yeah.
I think I enjoyed it more than I would if I wasn't so nostalgic about episodes 2 and 3. Ewan McGregor and Hayden Christensen going at it.
The worst episodes, yeah.
The best ones, yeah.
Did you say they were going at it?
Not in that kind of way, but yeah, they're going at it.
Okay, fair enough.
You know?
Anyway,
You know what I mean?
good.
Enough. Next.
Not going at it in the kind of weird way.
Devin, you're the host, so do you want to start taking over?
House of the Dragon.
Oh, yes.
Now, this one.
I have a bit more to say about this.
That's
Go on.
good. You go for it.
first.
No, I mean, this is the first one that you've actually talked about, so go for it.
Yeah, House of Dragon is obviously the prequel to Game of Thrones. And I haven't completed watching. I think it's 10 episodes, and I've still got 2 left to watch because of the house move and everything. But so far, I got to episode 8. I was really enjoying it. I just haven't gone back to it yet. So I do need to conclude that. But yeah, I've enjoyed it actually. Yeah.
Wow.
It seems a bit less action packed. Have you seen any of it? Anybody?
Yeah, I watched it all.
Oh, right.
I have not seen it, but I didn't think Game of Thrones was that action-packed to begin with.
Well,
The later seasons
not
were because they
many
tried to pile everything into like one episode.
No, let's not go there. It feels like there's less set pieces. Even in the 8 episodes I've seen, I can only kind of recall a handful of set action pieces. A lot of conversation, a lot of interesting conversation.
Yeah.
Some great acting as well, some good characters. But it just didn't feel as though it was focusing so much on the crash bang wallops as it was as other games of Game of Thrones season.
So it's more of a political intrigue situation rather than a fantasy sword fighting.
That's how I took it, but I might be wrong, and Devin might find something else from it. Maybe the last 2 seasons go kapow. I don't know.
I think you're right. Like, yeah, it is a lot of talking and a lot of time jumping as well because it wants to show you the larger story politically rather than like one character having this fight with another character or whatever. And I personally enjoy that aspect of it. I mean, I like a good sword fight as well, but the political part of Game of Thrones is always the most enjoyable for me because I know all the houses and I know their history and all this kind of thing. So I enjoy that. Yeah.
I'm glad we're in agreement on that. Yeah.
Do we know if there's going to be a season 2?
I don't know.
I haven't heard anything.
They've got a Jon Snow season coming out, haven't they?
Season 2 is finished filming now, so I'm guessing it'll come out at some point in the future.
Season 2 of House of Dragon.
Yeah, I'm not at all interested in a Jon Snow TV show.
Neither am I, to be honest.
I feel like his story was far too long as it was, and they've wrapped it up now, so that's fine.
Time to go, Jon Snow. Yeah.
Exactly.
Okay.
No, good. Okay, fair enough.
Any more? Any more for any more?
What in the list?
Well, for anything.
Yeah.
What are you watching?
You've got to introduce the next ones.
I thought it was what are you watching, not what is definitely meaning from the list.
Are you highlight something and we'll talk about it?
Okay. Let's go for The Witcher. Go for it.
All right, I added this to the list because last time we talked about it, we were not feeling good about it, and I hadn't finished it. Devin hadn't finished it, so Devin?
I don't think I've seen it. I don't think I've seen it. Yeah.
You haven't watched any more since then?
I think I maybe watched one more episode since then, but I'm struggling.
I thought you were big into Witcher.
I am. That's the issue. And Henry Cavill's quitting, and that's just sad.
Main character's out. What can you do?
What can you do?
Yeah, fair enough. I guess we haven't got much to say about that then.
No.
Good. The Last of Us. Now I know
I've
perhaps.
got more to say about that.
Yeah, hello.
Go for it.
Okay. Now I might be out on a limb here, but I think I'm the only one who's played the game out of the three of us.
It's a PlayStation exclusive, isn't it? I think
it is. Yeah.
I haven't played it.
And it's had two outings, The Last of Us and Last of Us 2, of which I've completed the first game and nearly completed the second game. But most important thing about this conversation is obviously the TV show The Last of Us that's recently come out. And I think it's episode 6 out of 9 was broadcast last night. Basically, if I'm the only one who's got kind of any vested interest in this, I'll just come to the point. Basically, it's a fabulous piece of TV. I think I'm in agreement with most people. I don't know if you've read anything about it.
I've heard it's very good as well. Have you watched all of the episodes released so far?
Yes, I caught up last night.
I heard that one of them was a bit meh. Like not much really happened. Maybe like episode 4 to like 3
it was
or 4.
episode 3 that people could have been talking about, where the story, it was a side story, and I'll explain why I liked it. As you're watching this TV show with live actors, you're remembering what you did when you were those characters. You see, so or seeing live action scenes that you're familiar with already. You know, I feel like I remember this when I did it. You know,
yeah.
So it's very much a make for make. Sorry, like for like.
It is
same story,
which could be a bit boring, but what's beautiful about it is how it's easy to create a dystopian post-apocalyptic, which is a questionable term anyway, because apocalypse means the end of everything. So how do you have the after everything that's ended? Apocalyptic view of the world, you can render that in a game quite well and easily because you're creating that universe. The producers of this TV show have done an equally fabulous job of creating what looks to be a real world that's been destroyed for 20 odd years, been neglected of anything that functions. And I'm just blown away by that visually, but it's stunning in a broken down, fallen apart kind of way. Some of that is absolutely incredible. And it was stunning on the game, but it's even more stunning on the TV show.
Wow.
Because we're seeing it portrayed in that way. Now, the other thing that I take issue with anybody who's critical of episode 3, which I think you might have heard, it took a storyline, it was a whole episode about, I think it's a side character that is mentioned in the game, and you meet as a player in the game once for very briefly, but it showed you this person's story in great detail over what was a 20-year period of how they became the person they were from when the world kind of was rocked by a virus. I didn't say all that at the beginning, did I? A virus that wiped out nearly everybody and created zombies of people who survived.
Zombie viruses?
Yeah, we've seen I'm Legend, I get it.
Yeah, similar to that, basically, yeah. Now, there are still healthy, non-zombie people around, but... Yeah, so what's happening is, and it's happened a couple of times since episode 3 as well, is you're seeing stories that were happening adjacent to when you played the game. So, I was doing that. That was happening over there,
Oh, so it retroactively makes the game better.
Yes, it fills it out. It fleshes it out. And I am absolutely in awe of it. I think it might be right up there with some of the best TV ever made. So whether you've played the game or not, I think it would mean more to somebody who has played the game. Hats off, really. And you've got to have a fairly strong...
stomach?
Yes. I wouldn't say it's the goriest stuff I've ever seen on TV, but there's some tension there, and there are some, zombies in it that aren't very nice to look at, and they're a bit quick and they're a bit scary. So it's not for everyone. But if you can cope with that... So far, it's scared me less than the game. Because obviously in the game you are fully engaged on a much more deeper level. Yeah.
Am I right in thinking? Well, I wonder your take. I believe the second game got a lot of criticism. Am I right?
I didn't know that, but I wouldn't be surprised because it hasn't kept me as much as I binged the first game over a period of a week or two until I completed it, whereas the second game hasn't prompted me to do that. So I need to go back and complete it.
The reason I say this is because I'm pretty sure they said season 2 of The Last of Us will be the season or the second game, the same story as the second game.
Right.
So I'm wondering if people aren't going to like that.
Maybe they'll rectify any errors. I don't know.
Yeah, maybe.
Lack of story. Do you know, it's difficult for me to remember. The story gets complicated as it progresses.
That's good to hear, though, because usually game adaptations don't do very well.
Yeah. Well, this is the thing. You are absolutely right to say that, and a lot of people, but this has been widely, as far as I can see from what I've read and heard, the best ever game adaptation that most people have ever seen.
Wow.
So I don't know what it is. It's just brilliantly done. It's nice because it's familiar, but it's also nice because it's fleshed out.
Yeah.
Nice in a horrible way.
Yeah.
So I should talk about that now.
They should put that on the poster.
Yeah.
Nice, but not
Alrighty, we got Wakanda Forever.
Now, I'm 2/3 of my way through this. I'm pretty
This is a
sure.
film?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it says Black Panther on the cover, but I'm yet to see a Black Panther. Right?
This is a sequel to the film
Black Panther.
which is mostly well known because the main actor died, didn't he?
Chadwick
since
Boseman. Yeah,
Chadwick
he's
Boseman,
died
that's right.
since the release of Black Panther 1. Now, I've obviously come out with Black Panther 2, of which he obviously does not star.
No.
And it's all about who's going to be the next Black Panther, basically.
It's an homage to him, I think, isn't it? It's pays respect to him.
A lot, yeah.
There's a lot of that, yeah.
Yeah, a lot. More than I've ever seen in any kind of show before.
Really?
Or movie
Yeah.
before.
Too much?
Yes, definitely.
Not seen it. I don't know why. I didn't get to see it when I went to when it was on at the cinema, because obviously with me unlimited, I should have caught it really, but just never got to it. It was in that period when I was too busy.
Yeah, fair enough. I think it's fine.
It's fine.
Yeah, it's a fine film.
I think
Yeah.
it's a bit silly. But I mean, it's Marvel, so what can you expect? But this guy's like floating around on little wings on his feet. Like, I don't know, man. It's just.
Devon, how come you say you're 2/3 through it? You've stopped to film 2/3 through.
Well, I stopped it halfway through and I went back to do another. What percentage is that? yeah, 3
It's going
sittings.
to take you 3 sittings
Minimum.
to watch this film.
Yeah.
Oh my word, minimum.
Well, I might stop again. Yeah. I don't know.
It's like, oh, I need a cup of tea, or go to the loo, and you forget to go back to it or something.
No, I mean, obviously because we've got Theon and everything, we just kind of
Yeah,
jump in and out of doing things,
yeah.
don't we? So, but
Yeah. Okay.
Well, fair enough. Okay.
I mean, if you like Marvel, then I assume you're going to like this.
Which Ford does, yeah.
Yeah. Like I say, it's fun. It's just it lingers a bit too much on the villain. I think it's a whole thing.
And
Okay.
if the villain didn't float around on little wings on his ankles, then I think it would be quite good.
Really, I didn't mind that.
It's just so silly. Though. Like, I don't know. It's a bit goofy, but Marvel usually is goofy, as I say. So, I don't know.
Fair enough.
All right then. This is one I haven't seen. Avatar 2: The Way of the Water, or something. I assume perhaps you've seen this.
I've seen it twice, yeah.
Oh my.
Went to see it in 4DX, where you get thrown all over the place and splash with water, as you can imagine. As the
Well,
title
you don't. Yeah.
explains. Come out dripping wet. It's not quite as bad as that. The film I enjoyed more than some critics have let on. I think it's got mixed response, hasn't it? Have you heard good and bad like I have, or have you?
I've not heard much, to be honest.
Really?
I've heard a fair amount of good. I didn't know. Why do you have problems with it?
It's top of the box office for a long while. It's definitely paid for itself, I'm sure. I can't remember how many millions it took or whatever. But, I enjoyed it the first time. I enjoyed it even more the second time when I went back to watch it on flat screen with a steady chair. And I think it was the underwater scenes were very impressive. The trouble with the 4DX, I'll just get a little comment on that, is it's all right. I don't mind the movements. They work well when you're underwater, the swaying backwards and forwards in your chair. But I don't like the fight scenes when you get punched in the back, in the kidneys. with some, there's like things, your chair punches you. Yeah.
Well,
It's if you've got a bad back already, it's not very therapeutic.
I'm thinking that it's not supposed to do that, and it's just the kid behind you kicking.
It might be. It might be just who I sit next to.
Yeah, exactly. Got to be careful. Yeah, no, that sounds awful.
I'm not a fan of the punches in the back when you're in the middle of a fight scene. Yeah. Yeah, I don't mind the water being sprayed at me and the wind being blown in my face and the swaying backwards and forwards when you're flying or swimming underwater. That was all good. The story was good. It was Avatar. It's what it is. It's like Pocahontas.
Again,
yeah.
that is one of the criticisms I've heard. Is that the story is copy paste of the first one.
Yeah, again. Yeah.
Yeah, good.
Yeah, good.
If it ain't broke.
Yeah, you can't beat a good Pocahontas story. Yeah.
Apparently, it grossed in the box office 2.2 billion.
Billion. I thought it was in the billions.
Obviously, most films are considered successful if they get 1 billion. So that's pretty.
I think he said he needed it to clear 2 for it to make a profit.
How can you spend that much money on making a
I
film?
know. I know. Yeah,
People are taking slices, but they don't need to. I think.
incredible.
Yeah, should have just got everyone in cardboard box outfits. That'd be
Yeah.
cool.
It's beautiful to look at.
Yeah, I mean, it's got to be, hasn't it, to compete with the first one? That's the whole shtick into it. So.
Absolutely, yeah. I don't care for some of the characters; they're a bit annoying, but apart from that, it's good.
Yeah. I'm going to throw in there The Boys. I finally finished season 3 of The Boys.
Okay. Now I've forgotten where I'm at with The Boys. I did pick up the 3rd season, but I can't remember if I ever finished it. Go on. What's your thoughts on it?
Oh yeah, it's good. It's good, isn't it? Yeah.
I need to go back to it. Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's very interesting. How you it's always how you think it's going to go, and then it's kind of turn it around, and it doesn't quite go that way. So there's a big fight scene that's really hyped up for basically for 3 seasons. They're finally going to confront the big bad guy, and they do, and the guy kind of just escapes,
Right.
And then your main guy who's supposed to be helping you just dies. It's like, okay, well, we've still got this problem. Right.
Okay.
I think I'd find that really irritating.
Really?
Yeah. I did watch
got the ability now, haven't they, to have superpowers? The boys
they
themselves.
can get temporary V, they call it, which is superpowers for 24 hours. Yeah.
it's good because it rhymes as well.
Yeah, superpowers for 24 hours. That's what it says on the bottom.
Yep.
So it says on the bottom, Not to be taken on an empty stomach. Yeah.
I was watching Through the Boys. And I was really enjoying it, but there was one episode that got very, very rude, shall we say?
I think
I know what you're talking about.
Yeah. So I tapped out at that point.
Did it involve a miniature man?
I didn't. Well.
Oh, that one. I thought it was a different one. Yeah.
No, I got through that one. Yeah.
That miniature man was
That was a bit unnecessary.
Yeah.
I can't think what else it was that upset me.
Maybe you haven't got far enough in.
Okay.
There's another scene where it's very, very
graphic.
Yeah, what do they call it? I mean, there's a name that they had for it, but yeah, very, very graphic.
But yeah, no, I was really enjoying it up till then. Though, so
you should tap back in though, because I haven't seen a scene like that since.
You recommend to do?
I wouldn't recommend, but I think it's really good.
That's fair enough.
It's an acquired taste for sure, and I don't really know many people who would stomach it.
Really?
Yeah, I think anyway. I mean, it's one of the most out there, vulgar things I've seen. It's worse than Game of Thrones.
I think probably rather than the visuals, I think the language offends me the most in it. They're used in swear expletives that you don't hear anywhere else.
Yeah, I mean they've got a fake Englishman who uses obviously the C word a lot, quite classically, of course.
He's been in what's his name?
He's McCoy in Star Trek.
Star Trek. Yeah, that's right. The actor who plays McCoy in Star Trek.
He's Australian.
Yes, I think so.
I know his name. It's gone. Never mind.
Oh dear. Never mind.
Yeah, it was episode 6 of season 3 that I got to. So I was only 2 episodes off the end, actually.
Okay. Maybe I haven't seen that one then.
But I think if you compare the gruesomeness of it and the vulgarity of it with Game of Thrones, then it definitely is much, much worse.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We already thought Game of Thrones was like, oh my goodness, how can they show this on TV?
That's right. If that was your threshold, then don't go to The Boys. Yeah.
Yeah, because it's past that.
Safe to say that.
It's past that.
Okay.
But it's a well-written show.
Well, I do find the main character, what's his name?
Hubert.
Yeah, I find him very annoying. He's just the stupidest guy a lot of the time.
Yeah, makes some odd choices.
Yeah, he's supposed to be the clever one as well. That's what throws me. But yeah, no, it's good. Yeah, and
I mean, you want a superhero, don't you? And this isn't a superhero thing.
No, they love subverting expectations, don't they?
Exactly.
It's all subversion.
Yeah. And everyone makes mistakes, no matter which person it is. They're all making mistakes.
No, but it's even like, okay, so our main character has this gorgeous girlfriend, spoilers, and she has to play a part with the villain essentially, and Huey, our main character, just gets so ratty about it, and it's like,
yeah, of course he does.
No, but he's on the inside. He knows why she's doing everything she's doing. There's nothing to be suspicious about. Just think about it. He's an idiot.
He's a Huey man.
He is a Huey.
Yeah.
But he's already lost a girlfriend, right? Yeah. Not for the same reasons, but he's feeling very protective. And he's lost them to the same bunch of people who she's hanging out with now.
He just gets insanely jealous too easy. But whatever.
Okay.
Yeah. So what do we have next?
Yeah. We're nearly there, I think, aren't we?
Yeah.
Knock at the Cabin? Who's that?
Yeah, that was just me. I added that. It's the only one I put on the list that you guys hadn't added. It's just because it's fresh in my mind. I went to see it on Friday. and wasn't sure what to expect. This is a M. Night Shyamalan film. Have you heard him before?
Shyamalan.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I've enjoyed a lot of his films. He's quite an interesting filmmaker, but he always comes at things from a different perspective and often surprises.
Yeah, he's well known for his plot twists, isn't he? Right?
Yes. Yeah. Now, I don't know whether I can say much about it because it's very current, this film. It's been only just come out. But it basically, some people, before I went to see it, I thought it was a horror film, okay? But there are some, I wouldn't say horrific, but there are some upsetting ideas behind it. But there's nothing graphic about it, but the ideas are there. And some people were saying, is M. Night Shyamalan a Christian? Because he's just made a Christian film. Put some Christian content into this discussion, although we have been sharing some of our anxiety about other stuff that we've been watching. Basically, this story is, you could take the characters and think of them as biblical characters, really. And I found it fascinating. It prompted a good discussion between my brother and I about God's way of dealing with sin in the world, really. Yeah, nothing in it talks about that, but you just look at it, and if you know a bit about the Bible, it's all there, you know. I say, oh no,
it's like the Matrix.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, you could definitely say that, couldn't you? Yeah, the Matrix. Yeah. So you can enjoy it on whatever level you want to enjoy it. So I came away from it having thought, wow, well done, you know. But whether M. Night Shyamalan is a Christian or not, I don't know.
I don't remember the bit where Jesus was beating up like 100 different versions of the same person in the Bible. Although that could be pretty cool.
Matrix now, aren't you?
Yeah. Cool.
Yeah. So Knock at the Cabin, recommend it. If you don't have to have such a strong constitution as some of the other things we've been watching. I think it's more the ideas that it portrays that could be upsetting to anybody who's a bit, fragile around those things. But
where can you view this?
It's on at the cinema at the moment.
Okay.
Yeah, it's only just released at cinema.
It's not done very well at the box office,
hasn't it?
It had a budget of 20 million, and its taking so far has been 36.
I mean, that's 16 million profit.
Well, but the budget doesn't normally include marketing as well and stuff like that, so they are forking out more than 20 million, potentially. But
I enjoyed it, and I'd like to see it again. But,
so it's underrated.
Yeah.
Well, clearly, yeah.
But when you watch the trailer, you think it's a horror film, and even when you go onto the website, your local cinema, it'd probably call it a horror film. But I wouldn't call it a horror film. It's a thrilling...
psychological thriller?
Psychological... Yeah, maybe, yeah. That's probably what...
Would you recommend it for Valentine's Day date?
No, I don't think so.
Oh, never mind.
Is that your plans?
Nice, maybe.
It was a nice horror film. Yeah. About the end of the world,
It sounds good to me.
And how God chooses to deliver mankind,
Oh, yeah. Oh, I'm interested.
Yeah. It's a big story.
I'm intrigued,
Huge
actually.
story. It's end of the world story. Yeah, it's apocalypse again, but not with a virus this time. Actually, a virus does feature in it, but only very fractionally.
So just the zombies then, no viruses.
No zombies this time. Airplanes falling out the sky, lightning burning the woods and the buildings, and tsunamis, and some good
nice
end of the world destruction going on.
Sounds it.
Yeah, and I can't say any more than that, otherwise I'll spoil it, so I won't. Okay.
Yeah. Fair enough.
That's the end of our list. You got one more.
I got a couple of honourable mentions.
Go on.
I've been watching Star Trek Next Generation. I've not gone through Star Trek before, so Next Gen. That's pretty cool.
It, doesn't she?
Yeah, she does. Yeah, she normally watches it without me. So
right.
No, it's cool to go back to. Some of it's actually really good. So
it is. Yeah. Some good stories there.
What do you think about that, Devon?
We love Star Trek.
I'm sure there are some nice episodes, but I can't think of any.
That's fair. I'm also going through House, which is really.
I tried House, but I just couldn't get into it.
Well, you don't like douchebags, do you?
No, he's not very nice, is he?
No,
I think he's a bit pretentious. Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't like him either, but it's fine.
I like Hugh Laurie and Blackadder more than anything else.
It's a very different character.
It is a bit, yeah.
So that's me.
Oh, excellent. Well, that's the end of our main segment then.
Let's set your next assignment and say, hasta la vista, baby.
Up next time, we review a music thing. A music.
A musical.
It is a thing, that's for sure. Yeah.
Yes.
It's going to be High School Musical.
We're going for the main theme songs of the 007 films. Is that right? The main theme songs. Yeah.
Well, I could
intro music.
not necessarily. It's music from James Bond films, But it's not just the theme tunes, is it?
Oh, I thought it was just the intro.
No, because
Yeah.
there's 30 some odd songs on that playlist.
Ah.
We included a link in it because I was struggling to find
Yes.
it. And then I went back to episode 66 and clicked on the link that's in the description that takes you straight to the Amazon playlist for it. And somebody, I think it was Ford, said there was 31 or 32 songs in that playlist.
Yeah.
And they're certainly not all theme tunes. There's songs that feature from the James Bond. I think all the theme tunes will be there.
Yeah.
Hang on, I'm using the wrong terminologies. They're not theme tunes. They're title music. Yeah.
Songs.
Because there is only one James Bond theme tune.
Yeah, I suppose.
Wow.
Yeah.
I think we all know it. Yeah. Ding 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 ding.
That's the one.
Ding 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 ding. That's the theme tune. But the title songs are all there, but plus some other major pieces of music from within the films as well.
Excellent.
I kind of wish I had a theme tune, but I have a feeling it would be disappointing. It wouldn't be as cool as I think it is.
Well, we do. You can hear it at the start of the episode.
I kind of meant for my life, when you walk into a room and
I can just copy that one if you want.
Use ours, yeah.
yeah,
Well-
Your title song. Yeah.
yeah,
Whenever you walk into a room,
yeah, that'll be good.
oh look, who's here? Oh, familiar ground. Yeah.
Yeah, but it wouldn't be cool, would it? I'd have to get a better job, or hobbies or something. I'd have to
Could be a
just
spy.
Yeah,
Oh, excellent. So please go, I think maybe in the description of this episode and in one of episode 66, you can find that link to the playlist, right? And then we'll review that on our next re-review episode. But other than that, it's time to sign up and say goodbye.
Yeah. We do in the old-fashioned way, isn't it?
Yeah, yes, the old-fashioned way. So
Oh,
please
you
do.
haven't told people how to find us.
I'm doing that. I'm summing up.
Oh, go on.
Goodbye.
Then. Sorry.
Wait.
we're still getting back into the flow.
Yeah, you can tell it's a bit rusty.
I'm just reading down the list of our running order. So please do find us on most major podcasting platforms and YouTube. Just search us, of course, and also on Twitter at Theory of Anything for Twitter, TING at the end, but obviously just Theory of Anything for anything else. And email us at theoryofanything@hotmail.com for any information you want to pass along or any feedback, what you thought of the Watchins that we talked about today, and of course the 007 playlist for the next review episode. On YouTube, we can be a little bit difficult to find sometimes, so you can click on filters and filter it by channels, and then type in at Theory of Anything with no spaces, and we should be the first one at the top.
That's useful to know. Thank you.
It is, yes. Hopefully, maybe we'll get a few more subscribers and views, and we will become more prominent in the searches, so people will be able to find us even easier. So. But until then, that's the way to find us quite nicely.
Have to go the long way round, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, there they are, yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Obviously,
It's a lot
we
to put
haven't.
on a t-shirt, though, isn't it?
It is. Yeah.
Pull down the
just click on filters. Channels.
Get that on your t-shirt.
Yeah. Yeah. But obviously, because we haven't uploaded very recently, YouTube doesn't like us right now. But as we get more into the swing of things and be regular, and it might show us more favour back again. So
Let's make that our goal.
yes,
Make it so.
Make it so.
As Mr. Captain Picard would say.
Exactly. And that's it. I think it's time to do the thing.
Yeah. Do the thing? You mean until we meet around the microphone again next time?
That's the one. Bye.
No,
Bye.
is that a question or?